نعم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وقال مالك والشافعي. Ibn Hazm was talking about the issue of you can wipe your scuffs or your shoes with dust or with water, and you can. It is enough to clean it, okay, and it is enough to pray with it, okay. And then he's starting to say the opinion of Malik and Al-Shafi'i about this issue, and he says now. لا تجزئ وقال مالك والشافعي. Malik and Shafi'i said لا تجزئ إزالة النجاسة حيث كانت إلا بالماء. Removing najasa is not sufficient wherever it is except with water. يعني they said you have to clean your shoes or your scuffs with water, okay. So wiping it in the dust or with the dust or with the sand, it is not sufficient. حاشا العذرة في المقعدة خاصة, except the feces in just in the anus, okay. So because they said you can wipe your backside with stones or with anything or which is clean. So this is just, they said this is just sufficient if you clean or wash your or wipe your backside, okay. But in any other thing you cannot clean it without water. So anything will not be sufficient except water. والبول في الإحليل خاصة فيزالان بغير الماء. And the urine just in the penis خاصة especially فيزالان بغير الماء. So you can remove them, you can wash them without water. So there are two things now. They made an exception for them. This is feces in the anus or the urine in the penis. Okay. وهذا مكان تركوا فيه أكثر النصوص. And this place, they leave in it most of the texts because there are a lot of texts which is referring to that it is enough to you to wipe your your scuffs or your shoes with dust. كما ذكرنا في هذا الباب وغيره, as we mentioned in this chapter and other than it. ولم يقيسوا سائر النجاسات على النجاسة في المقعدة والإحليل وهما أصل النجاسات. And here now he is trying to show their contradiction about this issue, and he said they did not make analogy with the rest of or all of the rest of najasat on this najasa in the anus or in the penis, and they are anus and penis, they are the origin of najasat, okay. So they said stones is sufficient in penis and in cleaning penis and in cleaning backside, but it is not sufficient for any other thing, and they did not make analogy in this issue. قال عليه وهذا خلاف لهذه النصوص المذكورة. And this is a difference with these all of these texts which is mentioned, and it is different the analogy as well. وقال أبو حنيفة, Abu Hanifa said, إذا أصاب الخف أو النعل روث فرس أو حمار أو أي روث كان, فإن كان أكثر من قدر الدرهم البغلي لم يجز أن يصلي به. So, if the khuf, scuffs, or leather socks, or the shoes are affected by, or are affected by rawth faras, feces of horse or feces of donkey or any other feces, فإن كان أكثر من قدر الدرهم البغلي, if it is more than the measurement of the dirham al-Baghlay, this is some kind of Persian darahim. This dirham is coin, is silver coin that Persians used to use in their exchanging. So لم يجوز أن يصلي به. So it is not allowed to pray with it if it is more than this coin, this silver coin, which is called الدرهم البغلي. وكذلك إن أصابهما عذرة إنسان, and as well as if it is affected by the pieces of a person, or أو دم أو مني, or blood or semen. فإن كان قدر الدرهم البغلي فأقل, and if it is any of these kinds of najasat, if it is less than the measurement or the volume of dirham al-Baghlay, this silver coin, فأقل or less, أجزأت الصلاة. أجزأت الصلاة به, يعني it is allowed to pray with it without any kind of cleaning, يعني it is the salah will be accepted. So, and this najasa will not be considered as something it prevent you from doing salah. So they said if it is less than this dirham in its volume, the volume of this dirham, okay, silver coin, okay, it's okay to pray with it without any kind of cleaning. فإن كان كل ما ذكرنا يابسا أجزاءه أن يحكه فقط ثم يصلي به. And if any of these things, يعني pieces or semen or blood, if any of these things are dry, not moist, not wet, okay, أجزاءه أن يحكه فقط. It is okay for him just to scratch it, okay. ثم يصلي فيه, then he can pray with it, okay. وإن كان شيء من ذلك رطبا, if any thing of these najasat is رطب, means moist or wet, لم تجزه الصلاة به إلا أن يغسله بالماء. If it is more than the volume of this dirham, the salah is not be accepted except if he wash it with water. فإن أصاب الخف بول إنسان أو حمار أو ما لا يؤكل لحمه, if the khuf, يعني scuffs, is affected by the urine of any person, or a urine of a donkey, or a urine of anything which is not allowed to eat its meat, like مثلا dogs or wolves or these kinds of things. فإن كان أكثر من قدر الدرهم البغلي لم تجزه الصلاة به ولم يجزه فيه مسح أصلا. If this thing is more than the volume of this dirham, silver coin, لم تجزه الصلاة به, the salah will not be sufficient with it, and it will not be allowed with it. ولم يجزه فيه مسح أصلا, and wiping it will not be sufficient. Okay. ولا بد من الغسل بالماء كان يابسا أو رطبا. If it is, you have to wash it with water, even if it is dry or wet or moist. فإن كان قدر الدرهم البغلي فأقل, if it is at the volume of the dirham al-baghli, this silver coin, and less, جاز أن يصلي به وإن لم يغسله ولا مسحه. He can pray with it even when he does not wash it or wipe it. قال Abu Hanifa, he said, قال Abu Hanifa as well, وأما بول الفرس, as for the urine of the horse, فالصلاة به جائزة, you can pray with it, ما لم يكن كثيرا فاحشا, except if it is very so much. Okay, or كثيرا or فاحشا means so much, فاحشا means much, so much. Okay. وكذلك بول ما يؤكل لحمه, and the urine of the animals which we can eat. Okay. ولم يحد في الكثير الفاحش من ذلك حدا, but he did not, means Abu Hanifa did not put a limit for what is so much and what is less than so much. Okay, so he did not put a limit of that. When can we do salah with this so much urine of any animal which we can eat, it's a meat, okay? And when we cannot pray with it because it is not so much. فإن كان فيهما خرء ما لا يؤكل لحمه من الطير, and if there is a feces of any animal which we cannot eat, which it is not allowed to eat its meat, from the birds like falcons and eagles and these kinds of birds, أو ما يؤكل لحمه منها, or from the birds which we can eat its meat, like doves and ducks and these kinds of birds. وكان أكثر من قدر الدرهم, and it was more than the volume of this silver coin. فالصلاة به جائزة, and so the salah with it is allowed. ما لم يكن كثيرا فاحشا, if it is not so much. فإن كان كل ذلك في الجسد, if anything of what he mentioned before is in the body, لم تجز إزالته إلا بالماء, it is not allowed to remove it except with water. يعني even it is at the volume of this dirham, okay, or less or more, okay, you cannot remove it except with water. وأما ما كان من ذلك في الثوب, and whatever of these kinds of najasat are in the thawb, in the what we wear, our dresses, فتجزئ إزالته بالماء, so it is allowed to remove it with water, بالماء وغيره, and other than it, من المائعات كلها, from any other liquid things. So now he's mentioning that if any of these kinds of najasat is in our clothes, okay, So you can clean it with any other liquid. Liquid, like you can clean it with juice of any fruit or juice, or مثلا like gasoline, or any of these things, or alcohol, or any of these things which is not water. Okay, so he did not put a water as a condition here to remove or to clean the clothes. وهذه أقوال ينبغي حمد الله تعالى على السلامة عند سماعها. And all of these sayings of Abu Hanifa, we have to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He make us safe of saying it when we hear it. وَبِاللَّهِ تَعَالَى التَّوْفِيقِ, and by Allah is our guidance. وَأَعْجَبُ مِنْ ذَلِكَ, and is what is more wonderful or more amazing thing here, أنهم لم يتعلقوا بالنصوص الواردة في ذلك البتة, that they did not depend on the text which is mentioned in this issue البتة, absolutely. ولا قاسوا على شيء من النصوص في ذلك, and they did not make analogy on any of the texts of which is mentioned about this issue. ولا قاسوا النجاسة في الجسد على النجاسة في الجسد, and they did not make analogy with the najasa which is in the body on the najasa which is as well in the body. Okay, because why he said that? Because they differentiate between the najasa which is on the penis or on the anus and any other najasa. Okay, وهي العذرة في المخرج والبول, and which is the feces which is in the anus, and والبول في الإحليل, and the urine in the penis. ولا قاسوا النجاسة في الثياب على الجسد, and they did not make analogy with the najasa which is in the thiyab, which is in the clothes, on the najasa which is on the body. ولا تعلقوا في أقوالهم في ذلك بقول أحد من الأئمة قبلهم, and they did not depend on their statements in that with the statement or with the saying of any of the scholars before them. ويسألون قبل كل شيء, and before anything we are asking them, أين وجدوا تغليظ بعض النجاسات وتخفيف بعضها? Where did they find that to say that some najasat is heavy and some other najasat are light? Okay, when did they find this? Yani, there is no hadith, there is no ayah said that some najasat are heavy najasa and some other najasat are light. Okay, so this categorizing of najasat, there is no evidence about it. أفي القرآن أو سنة أو قياس, did they find it in Quran or Sunnah or قياس? اللهم إلا أن الذي قد جاء في إزالته التغليظ قد خالفوه. But what is come in its removing it التغليظ, يعني heaviness, قد خالفوه. يعني heaviness here means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala making to remove the najasa of kalb if he lick with his tongue in a utensil. You should wash it 7 times, and one washing or one wiping with dust. Okay, so this removing this najasa is heavy. Okay, so قد خالفوا, they differ this hadith as well. Okay. كالإناء يلغ فيه الكلب, like the utensil when the كلب يلغ, ولغ يلغ, it means to drink with his tongue, to drink with his tongue in it. والعذرة فيما يستنجى فيه فقط, and the العذرة feces when we wash or clean our backside in it, just. نعم. مسألة: وتطهير القبل والدبر من البول والغائط والدم من الرجل والمرأة لا يكون إلا بالماء حتى يزول الأثر أو بثلاثة أحجار متغايرة. تطهير, cleaning the anus or the penis or the anus or the qubul here, it has more general meaning because it is called of any genitalia of a man or a woman, private part of a man or a woman. And a dubur, it means the backside of a man and a woman. So cleaning them from urine or feces or blood from a man or a woman, لا يكون إلا بالماء. It will not be sufficient except with water. حتى يزول الأثر, until the traces of it is removed. أو بثلاثة أحجار متغايرة, or with 3 different stones. Okay. فإن لم ينقي, and if it is not cleaned, okay, فعلى الوتر أبدا, so you should do once again and once again, but this time you have to make it witr, and you have to make it 3 or 4 odd, with odd number. Okay, so the number of times when you clean these things should be odd number. Why? He will mention a hadith afterwards, inshallah, that cleaning these things should be with odd number of cleaning of times, odd number of times. يزيد كذلك حتى ينقي, he should increase, okay, until he remove all of the traces. Okay. لا أقل من ذلك, not less than this. ولا يكون في شيء منها غائط, and there is nothing in it with the feces, يعني until he clean everything. Okay. يعني شيء منها here, he refers to the stones. Okay. يعني he should clean his backside or wipe his backside with stones until there is nothing remain of the feces in the stone. Okay. أو بالتراب والرمل بلا عدد, or he can clean it with dust or sand without any number. يعني he can remove it with dust or sand without any specific number. ولكن ما أزال الأثر فقط, but he can use it until he remove the traces of it, just. على الوتر ولا بد, he should use it for odd numbers as well. ولا بد. ولا يجزئ أحدا أن يستنجي بيمينه, that it is not allowed to anyone to remove or to wash his backside with his right hand, so he should use his left hand. ولا وهو مستقبل القبلة, and it is not allowed to anyone to wipe to his backside while he is facing the Qibla with his face. فإن بدأ بمخرج البول أجزأت تلك الأحجار بعينها لمخرج الغائط. If he started with the مخرج البول, where the urine gets out, he means the tip of the penis. أجزأت تلك الأحجار بأعيانها لمخرج الغائط. These stones will be sufficient to use it to clean his backside as well with the same stones. وإن بدأ بمخرج الغائط, and if he started to clean himself up with the anus, لم يجزه من تلك الأحجار لمخرج البول. It is not sufficient to him to use the same stones to remove the urine from the tip of his penis. إلا ما كان لا رجيع عليه فقط, except if these stones has no any feces on it. Okay, it's clean feces. Okay, طيب. Now he's starting to mention the hadith, okay, about all of these conditions. What he mentioned about the cleaning or washing or wiping the backside or the penis after urination or defecation. عن سلمان الفارسي قال لنا المشركون, the mushrik said to us, infidels said to us, إني أرى صاحبكم يعلمكم كل شيء. You can see that your companion, they mean Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, يعلمكم كل شيء, he is teaching you everything. حتى يعلمكم الخراءة, until he teach you even the feces. يعني قراءة means feces, means how can you clean the feces or wash the feces after you defecate. فقال سلمان أجل. Salman said yes. إنه نهانا أن يستنجي أحدنا بيمينه. He forbid us to wash or wipe our backside, okay, with his right hand. أو يستقبل القبلة, or we faces the قبلة while we are doing this. ونهانا عن الروث والعظام, and he forbid us from using the feces of any other animal to clean up or to wipe when we wipe our backsides. والعظام, and he forbid us to use any kind of bones in wiping when we are wiping our backsides. وقال لا يستنجي أحدكم بدون ثلاثة أحجار, and he said no one of you can wipe his backside with less than 3 stones. Okay, so Ibn Hazm took 3 stones from this hadith. Okay, يعني the number of 3 stones, 3 different stones, okay, with this hadith. So he made the ahjar stones is a condition, and he made 3 is another condition. And لا يستنجي أحدنا بيمينه, this is the condition of that we shouldn't use our right hands when we are wiping our backside or facing the qibla while we are doing this. Okay. And the other hadith عن سلمان الفارسي رضي الله عنه إن بعض المشركين قال له, some of infidels said to him, إني لأرى صاحبكم يعلمكم حتى الخراء. I see your companion, and he means Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are teaching you everything, even feces. How can you clean feces? Okay. قال أجل. He said yes. أمرنا ألا نستقبل القبلة. He ordered us, or he commanded us to not face the Qibla. ولا نستنجي بأيماننا, and to do not wipe our backsides with our right hands, wipe or wash. Okay. ولا نكتفي بدون 3 أحجار, and to not be sufficient with less than 3 stones in cleaning our backsides. ليس فيهن رجيع ولا عظم. And we cannot use رجيع. رجيع means feces of animals or anything, yeah, or bones when we wash or wipe our backsides. Okay? And he mentioned the 3rd hadith. قال إن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نهانا أن نستقبل القبلة لغائط أو بول. He forbade us to face the Qibla with in defecation or urination. Okay? أو أن نستنجي بأيماننا, or to wipe our backside with our right hands. أو أن نكتفي بأقل من 3 أحجار, or so we cannot, it is not sufficient to use less than 3 stones. And he mentioned the other hadith about the condition of water, that we should wipe our backside with, or wipe our backside, or wipe our penis after urination or defecation with odd number. Okay? Why? Because عن أبي هريرة أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال وإذا استجمرت فأوتر. وإذا استجمرت, استجمر يستجمر, to use jamrat, okay, or jamarat. Al-jamarat means stones. Okay, so if you use stones, okay, in cleaning or washing yourself or wiping yourself, your private parts, فأوتر. فأوتر means use it in odd numbers. So 1 time, 3 times, 5 times, 7 times. So he said this is a condition. If we use stones, so we should use it for odd numbers in cleaning. Okay. And he mentioned this hadith that said that it's not conditioned to use stones, so that you can use just water in washing the private parts or backsides. And he said عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يدخل الخلاء. Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم used to enter the toilet. فأحمل أنا وغلام نحوي إداوة من ماء وعنزة. So, and I carry, me and غلام. غلام means a boy with him. They carry إداوة من ماء. إداوة means a small bucket of leather case of water. This is idawa. Idawa means a small leather utensil. Okay? So, wa'anaza, they used to carry this small leather utensil. Okay? Min ma, so there is a water in it. Okay? Wa'anaza. Anaza, it means a short spear. Short spear. This is anaza, because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to put this short spear in front of him when he is praying. ويستنجي بالماء. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to clean his backside, okay, with water. So now he said that water is sufficient, okay, without any other kind of stones. But if you use stones, you should use it 3 stones and for odd number, okay. And he mentioned this. And Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, this is an evidence that he said you can use as well in cleaning yourself up. You can use dust and sand. Okay, you can use, when you wipe your backside, you can use dust or sand. What is the evidence? The evidence he is mentioning it now. He said, عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال وجعلت لي الأرض طهورا ومسجدا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the whole earth, it means here the surface of the earth, يعني Hazm wants to say this is the surface of the, what is the surface of the earth, which is dust or sand, okay. جعلت لي طهورا. So طهورا, it means it's something which is pure itself. It is tahir, and you can use it to purify other things. Okay, this is the meaning of tahur. Tahur means that this thing itself is clean, is pure. Okay, and you can use it to purify, yani purifier as well. So when he said that جُعِلَتْ لِيَ الْأَرْضُ طَهُورًا, so the sand and the dust are purifier. Okay, so when he said that is purifier, so you can use it to purify yourself from when someone defecates or urinate, he can clean himself with it. Okay, he can clean himself with it. So we can say tahuran here means cleaner, clean and cleaner as well. These two meanings are included in this word tahur. Okay, the tahir, it means it is just clean. Okay, but not cleaner. It is not necessarily to be cleaner. Tahir, it is just clean. نقول مثلا هذه الأرض أو هذه الملابس طاهرة. And these clothes are clean. Okay, but tahur, نقول هذا الماء طهور. Tahur means it is clean itself, and we can use it to clean other things. So he depended upon this word tahuran to say that the sand and the dust we can use it in cleaning ourselves. وقال أبو حنيفة ومالك بأي شيء استنجى دون عدد فأنقى أجزاءه. Abu Hanifa or Malik said, بأي شيء استنجى, if he used anything to wipe his backside, دون عدد, without any condition of number or of specific number to do this, فأنقى, and he cleaned himself up with this, أجزاءه, it will be sufficient for him. وهذا خلاف ما أمر به الرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and this differ what Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم commanded us with. Why? لأنه نهى أن يكتفي أحد بدون 3 أحجار, and because he forbid for any one of us that anyone be sufficient with less than 3 stones when he wipe his backside or when he wipe his penis. وأمر بالوتر في الاستجمار, and he said إذا استجمرت فأوتر, and he ordered us to do this for in odd numbers. Okay, في الاستجمار. الاستجمار means using the stones. Okay. وما نعلم لهم متعلقا إلا أنهم ذكروا أثرا and we do not know for them anything they can depend upon إلا أنهم ذكروا أثرا, except if they mentioned hadith أثر فيه in it أن عمر رضي الله عنه كان له عظم أو حجر يستنجي به ثم يتوضأ ويصلي. That Umar had عظم, bone or stone, يستنجي به, he used to wipe his backside with it, ثم يتوضأ ويصلي, then he does wudu and pray. وهذا لا حجة فيه. Okay? And this is no evidence in this. لأنه شك, because it is doubt. Doubt here means he had عظم أو حجر. يعني it is a doubtful thing here. Did he use عظم, bone, or حجر? Because this is shak, doubt from the narrator. He did not know definitely what did he use, Umar radiallahu anhu. وإما حجر وإما عظم. وقد خالفوا عمر في المسح على العمامة وغير ذلك. And also they differed Umar in wiping the turban and other than that. Why? Because Umar radiallahu anhu said that if you are doing wudu and you wipe, if you wear a turban, and if you wipe this turban, yeah, so it will be sufficient for you, and you do not have to wipe your hair. So they differed him in this issue, and they said that you have to wipe your hair when you are doing wudu. ولو صح لكان لا حجة في أحد دون رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Even this khabar is sound, is authentic. Okay. لكان لا حجة في أحد دون رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. يعني so there is no hujjah, there is no evidence in anyone except Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا سيما especially وقد خالفه سلمان وغيره من الصحابة رضي الله عنهم. The Salman and other than him from صحابة Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم differed him رضي الله عنه, may Allah pleased with him. فأخبروا أن حكم الاستنجاء هو ما علمهم إياه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So they show that they told us that the حكم الاستنجاء, the legal verdict of istinja, of wiping our backs, that what Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم have taught us. من ألا يكتفى بدون ثلاثة أحجار, that less than 3 stones will not be sufficient.